Welcome to the Grizzled Geek Podcast, episode 9. I'm Mike.
I'm Kirsten.
I'm Doug.
And first thing you're probably going to notice is, well, before you ask,
we're not live.
We're not live. Everyone's like, where's our chat box at?
Yeah.
You can't comment on this.
You can still comment, just not real time.
Just not live. We'll read them.
Yeah.
In fact, we're probably more likely to read them now.
Yeah.
I think we hit all of them.
Yeah.
We don't have a lot to keep track of.
That's true. Unfortunately, this week is my birthday week, which...
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately for our live
now
stream.
He's old.
Now I'm old.
He's
I'm even
officially
more
old.
grizzled than I was before. So
It just makes you more authentic.
that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
But yeah, so my birthday's not till Friday. But because of all this mix up and everything, and my new job I just started, I'm not able to do a live stream. I guess would be tomorrow.
Yep.
Yeah.
Today when you guys check this out. So we pre-recorded this for you here to go over all of the Marvel Comic-Con, San Diego Comic-Con news.
Yeah.
Plus your report from Comic-Con. Plus we got a few videos of her while she was there. Yeah, I mean...
And plug your Twitter so they can check out the pictures you posted. The
Oh,
right.
cosplay
yeah.
pictures.
So we did cosplay of Salem and Ozpin from Ruby. And if you want to take a look at the pictures, it's going to be at G2 Kira.
Yep.
Kira.
Yeah, on Twitter.
On Twitter.
They're
On
good.
Twitter.
They're good.
We even got a picture on the Facebook page too, if
Yes.
you want to check it out.
Yeah.
All right. Comic-Con. First off, let's get your impression real quick. This is...
Oh my god. Okay, so just a little backstory. My first real convention was ASIN, which is a massive anime convention in Chicago, Rosemont area. When I got here for Phoenix Comic-Con, I was expecting it to be like at least that big, and it's really not even half that size of ASIN. So I was disappointed. So coming into San Diego Comic-Con, I was like, at least ASIN, please be at least ASIN. And oh my god, it's like...
Weren't prepared.
The convention center alone is like at least 2 ASINs, and that's just the convention center.
Oh, yeah.
And then you've got the entire Gaslight District is completely taken over. You don't need any tickets to get into any of it.
Yeah.
We went to like Jean-Luc Picard's museum as though he were like a real person and all this memorabilia.
Cool.
Like,
The last podcast, me and Doug went over all the stuff outside. Yeah. And then we saw you're like, you hit most of it.
Yeah. It was
Kirsten's probably going to check out some of this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was so cool. It was mind-blowing. There's so many people, so much to do. It was fantastic.
Yeah. And a lot of it, like I said, not even at the convention itself, around it.
Yeah, no. In fact, our tickets were only on Sunday, so our entire time was spent in the Gaslight District, and there was so much to do and see. So
yeah,
it's far more accessible.
Yes,
because we were talking earlier, and San Diego Comic-Con, it was busy when we went, but it is so much more now that if you are in any way claustrophobic, don't go to Comic-Con. It's awful.
Yeah, walking the floor is like being in a cattle car.
Oh, yeah.
Like, all right, one step, take another step, get closer to the booth.
Yeah, the exhibit hall, the exhibition hall, like where the vendors are and everything. Yeah. Like Sunday, oh my God, like you just get angry at all the people that brought their strollers with their children. Like, it's crowded enough as it is. Why are you bringing that thing?
That's right. You better have a backpack for it.
Yeah.
Get that stroller off the floor. When me and Doug first went in the 90s, we were going, the exhibitor hall was about, I don't know, not half the size, but about 2/3 the size it was.
Well, first off, you know where the stairs are? You go like across a breezeway, and there's some stairs that go down to the outside, and then you get to Hall H.
That was the expansion.
That wasn't there when we first went to Comic-Con.
Oh.
They added that because of Comic-Con.
Because of Comic-Con.
Wow.
Yeah, so that whole like almost another quarter of a mile or so is all new stuff. That's because insane. Of Comic-Con.
Yeah.
The exhibitor hall is enormous.
Yeah.
It's like a couple of football fields at least, I would say.
Yeah, it's gigantic.
Yeah.
We walked in, and I was like, we were trying to get to one of the vendors that I wanted to go to, and I was like, I'm pretty sure it's G, and we got all the way down there. I was like, God damn, it was E, and we had to like get the entire way back. It was like, Man. It was that long of a walk that it was. Yeah.
Just looking at exhibitor hall, man, you need like a supply cart and like a couple Sherpas
just
to make it from one side to the next.
Yeah. And you know what? I'm going to go out on a limb. I'm going to blame The MCU. and I there's a reasoning for this.
Okay.
I went to Comic-Con 11 years ago was the last time I went. And I went for business.
Yeah.
Because I owned a game store at the time. And I went to check out all of the new game stuff, see what I could get. And I went for one day, and I bought the ticket like 3 weeks before I went.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
It was that was possible back then.
Yeah.
Since the MCU has launched, it has become increasingly
Difficult.
more difficult. And I'm not just the MCU, but every you know.
It just happens to coincide with the birth of the MCU.
Well, the MCU, I mean,
they made it
the
big.
Spider-Man movies and the X-Men movies were a thing then.
Right.
Yeah.
But with Iron Man and then just the constant
Yeah.
influx of more and more superhero movies, it has become more and more of a
It's
big
no
deal.
longer a Comic-Con, it is a MediaCon.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
it is.
And in fact, I mean, it's more so now, especially when the loss of, like, I think 2 years ago was the last time Mile High Comics was there, the largest comic book store in the United States, in Colorado. They used to go there every year. They'd have like a big, I mean, you couldn't miss them because they had like a, you know, huge comic book exhibit,
Right.
you know.
Now, I think the studios still go.
Right.
You know, like Marvel will be there,
Yeah.
and Wild, you know, not Wildstorm. I don't even think they're a thing anymore. You know, Marvel will be there, DC will be there, Dark Horse will be there.
Yeah.
You know, Image
all
will
the
be
big,
there.
all the big publishers.
They will all be there and have
Yeah.
their booths, and you know, Games Workshop has a booth there, and you know, Wizards of the Coast.
But you
will
can't
have
be an
something.
indie anymore. Like the only big thing, like you go to like Phoenix
Artists.
Comic Con, which is smaller, right? And they have like an
Yeah.
artist alley where they have like a bunch of indie
Yeah, no.
comic book artists
that
over
was
there.
the one disappointing
Yeah.
thing is
You-
that
You can't see that you know anymore. In fact,
yeah.
when me and Doug went, you used to be able to see like actual like big name guys just like
Yeah.
hanging out signing autographs at
Or drawing pictures.
drawing
or
pictures or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, we used to run into people like, oh my god, you're just out here alone.
That was very disappointing. Like
Yeah.
it was just like, I mean, it was cool to see like Vizio and like Crunchyroll and just like big
Yeah.
things like that that you don't get to see those like out and about. But they took up almost the entire floor. There wasn't hardly anything.
Yeah, I think
for
they've
artists.
moved all the artists and people like that to different places. They've spread them out. They're not on the floor anymore.
Yeah.
Like when I went the last time, where you check in and register, there was a bunch of artists in that whole, because it's a big pavilion
Yeah,
where
yeah.
you come in and get your badges and stuff, or at least it used to be.
Yeah.
On the top floor, you get your badges and stuff, and there was a ton of tables and stuff, and there were artists, you know,
Yeah.
autographs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think that's where I got.
While you're waiting in line to get your badges.
Yeah, I forgot I can't remember his name. Guy who plays Marcus Cole on Babylon 5. I think that's where I got his autograph.
Bill Mummy? Or
No, he
That's,
plays Lanier.
Linear, okay.
I can't remember the actor's name. But
Oh.
anyways, yeah, it's been a while. But yeah, so it just changed a lot.
Yeah. Well, Armando said, so they started going back in 2004. Armando said the first time they ever went, their parents were out in San Diego. They saw a commercial on TV about it, and then literally that day walked in, like the day of con, walked in, bought their ticket, and went in.
Yeah.
And that's like, you
We
can't
did
even
that
do that
at
with-
least once, where we had to stand. I mean, it was a huge line.
Yeah.
It was we were like halfway down to Seaport Village.
Yeah.
That was
Right.
the time Stan Lee walked by saying hi to people in the line.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
It was really cool.
Just walking down the line to
He's just
Seaport
walking
Village.
out. He's like, "Hey, see you guys inside and
Yeah.
stuff." It was. You're like, "Wow, Stan Lee, that's awesome!"
But
you could wait in line and get in.
Right.
Yeah.
Not possible now.
Yeah.
It's not even.
I
a
think
thing.
right now, I mean, did you guys get in the lottery for tickets next year?
Yeah, so you automatically get into the lottery if you put yourself in the lottery the year before. So
So you automatically get in the
each
first
year-
lottery or whatever.
Yeah.
Because it's like a lottery to get into the lottery to get tickets.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, that's what it is.
Yeah.
The only way you guarantee you're in that first lottery is if you're actually at the convention and you get in there.
Right.
So
Well,
that's how bad it is.
Now it's like for every year that you're in, you get a better chance that you're going to be into
okay,
the lottery.
nice.
So since we were last year, this year we'll be able to be in it.
Yeah.
All right. Nice.
Wow. All right. Well, let's talk about some of the things that happened there. Why don't we go? I mean, the big news was before the con came out, everyone was wondering, well, what's going to happen to Hall H because DC pulled out of Hall H.
Right.
They, you know, which they last year Marvel pulled out of Hall H. Right. There was
Yeah.
no Marvel at all, and Disney. It was Disney's big chance to step up.
Right.
And they didn't do it. And then
DC's big chance.
DC's, sorry.
Yeah.
DC's big chance to step up, but they didn't do it. I mean, they did. They came with what they had, but this year they have a whole bunch of stuff, you know,
I think they're worried about it, though.
Yeah.
They don't want to give anybody a look at it, too big a look at it until it's time.
Because they got stuff from Suicide Squad 2, Birds of Prey, Joker movie. You know, they have all this stuff coming out, and they just didn't bother, showing up.
Yeah, I don't know.
So then there was like word that Marvel was pulling out, and that most of the stuff. Then it came back; they were going to be there, Hall H, and then a lot of the stuff was going to be pushed off to D23, right? In fact, at one point they said it was just going to be the movie stuff, which was at the time Black Widow and Eternals,
right?
Yeah,
right. And then all the TV stuff we wouldn't get any information on until D23, and then Marvel like fooled us all when they came out, when they just pretty much just like dropped it on the table, like boom, here's Phase 4, bitches, like in all its glory.
Just like
yeah, well, like so you got 2 movies coming out? Like no, we got 10 projects coming out in the next 2 years. So Phase 4 is Phase 4 is only going to be 2 years.
Yes.
And there's going to be 10 projects. Now, this is going to include
Disney Plus.
The Disney Plus TV series. But the Disney Plus TV series have movie budgets, right? So when you think TV, you think lower budget stuff, and probably you're thinking,
So we're going to get 5 movies and 5 shows.
5 movies and 5 shows.
In the next 2 years.
And, the movies are going to have the actual, actors from the movies, and they're going to play into the movies. So you kind of... This is how they're selling their Disney Plus now. So if you're a Marvel fan and you want to follow the Marvel story, it used to be like,
to a degree, we should say.
Well, some of them you're pretty much going to have to watch the shows to get.
Yes. Well, they're front loading. They're doing a really clever thing with the one I'm not that interested in until now was WandaVision.
Yeah.
I was like, WandaVision in suburbia. That doesn't sound interesting at all.
That's because you haven't read the Vision story.
Yeah, then they're like, oh, okay, it's going to be this kind of almost like Stepford Wives kind of pseudo-horror thing that then leads directly into the horror Doctor Strange 2.
Right.
Multiverse of Madness, I think it's called.
Well, let's just do them in order real quick.
Okay,
So, and there was also a couple of surprises in there, too.
Yeah.
So, first up, in order, they're going to come out Black Widow next May, right? So the cast came out for Black Widow. They revealed that it is in fact Taskmaster when we showed them the behind scenes pic. So that is an awesome bad guy. Really sad that we're never going to get to see Captain America fight Taskmaster.
Yeah,
which
that's true.
Something that I would be giddy about. But I'll start off with Black Widow fighting him.
Now, interesting. We were wrong and right at the same time. This is not a prequel. It is a I don't know if there's even a word for it. It happens after the Winter Soldier. Right. But before Infinity War.
Okay. Right. So it's after Civil War, right?
Yeah. Well, no, it's after no.
Yeah, I think it's after Civil War.
Oh yeah, you're right. Because
Daniel Bruhl is going to be back as Baron Zemo, and in fact, as another surprise,
is Baron Zemo in that one?
He's in Civil War. He's in Civil War.
No, I thought he was in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I didn't think he was in Black Widow.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Baron Zemo.
That's in. Yeah, Black Widow it's a sequel to. It's kind of a sequel to
Civil War.
The Winter Soldier, because he is going. The Winter Soldier will be in it.
Yeah.
As will Taskmaster. And Red Guardian.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the Soviet version of Captain America is going to be in it as well. So it's interesting.
So it is a prequel, but not a prequel before. Yeah. Early prequel. It's like kind of.
It's sandwiched in between here and.
Yeah.
Huh. And there are, now obviously speculation runs wild after that point, where there's people like, oh, is Hawkeye going to be in it?
Yeah.
There's rumors that they're going to talk about Budapest in it, that they're gonna pay that off.
Yeah.
Although
that would be awesome.
I kind of agree with a couple of the people I've seen online who are all like, I don't really want that paid off. It's better as just an inside joke that you don't understand.
It would be awesome if you saw if they mention it more, they further the kind of myth of it, but don't explain what happened.
Yeah, don't explain exactly
that would be cool.
What happened.
But there's supposedly that movie is going to have some tie-ins to Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Winter Soldier it's called the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Although the logo has the Captain America shield on it, as we all know, Falcon is the new Captain America.
Why isn't it called Captain America and White Wolf?
Yeah, Captain America and White Wolf. Exactly. Well, here's the thing, and was one of the theories that I posted back after Endgame came out, And when they came out on stage, you know, Anthony Mackie came out with a shield, and then he came over and then he handed it off to Sebastian Stan, right?
Didn't they like both hold it at the same time?
And they both held it at the same time. So, and I think the reason why they're calling it Falcon and the Winter Soldier, I think they're both because they both were Captain America in the comics at various times. Everyone's all like, "Oh, we kind of missed out on not having the Bucky Captain America."
Right.
I think there's going to be during the series because they actually have the, you know, the time to do this in a series. Both of them will be Captain America at one point, at different points in that series.
That'll be interesting.
I think they're going to, you know, not that they're going to trade off. Maybe Sam's going to get hurt, you know, and Bucky has to step up,
Maybe
something like that. But I have a feeling they're both going to wield that shield in the series.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
So this series now, I'm super excited about this. This was probably the series I was most excited about out of any of all the TV stuff. But yeah, we're going to have, you know, new Captain America, but it's also going to have Sharon Carter is going to be in this.
And Baron Zemo.
And Baron Zemo, and in fact, they call him Baron Zemo.
He's got the purple
and
mask.
he's got the purple mask. So
from the comics.
From the comics. Which is awesome that they're going to actually have actual Baron Zemo, and then maybe Thunderbolts later down the line. That opens the door for Thunderbolts down the line.
Especially if they introduce some of the other bad guy versions of the Thunderbolts in this series that they can then, you know, convert like Songbird. And
and they're all lower power enough level that they should be perfect bad guys to fit in this series with these two guys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're not like super cosmically powered guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, Falcon Winter Soldier. Then we have Eternals. Okay. And the Eternals cast came out. And they actually said who everybody's playing, right?
And Angelina Jolie is not Cersei.
Is not Cersei, which is like which was shocking to me. So we got Richard Madden as Icarus, which we all knew he's the main guy. Kumail Nanjiani is Kingo. Lauren Ridolph as Makari, which I'm not familiar with Makari.
Yeah.
Brian Tyree Henry as Fasto. This is how I'm not.
Yeah.
And then Salma Hayek as Ajak. Leah McHugh as Sprite. Don Lee as Gilgamesh. And Angelina Jolie as Thena. So this Eternals, like I said, they're old cosmic beings, but they're also tied in with Olympus and the Greek gods. And because some of these guys were considered gods or whatever, people of myth, like Gilgamesh is actually Gilgamesh of legend. And one of the big things is that Hercules could be in this. There's a big rumor Hercules is going to be his debut in the Marvel cinematic universe, which would be awesome because it would make perfect sense to fit him in Eternals. Yeah. Right? And then we could probably get that Hercules Thor fight at some point.
Yeah.
See,
Hercules and the Hulk.
Hercules and the Hulk. Yeah, these are all like, you know, fantasies as a kid that now I can actually dare to dream. It could be possible. Who knows? But yeah, so I'm a little more excited about Eternals now. Yeah, but she's playing Thena, not.
Yeah, so are they saving Cersei as the bad guy? Because I don't think she's a bad guy in the.
Well, she's kind of a Thor character, Cersei.
Is she?
Yeah.
I know very little about the Eternals. I've only read a couple of comics with them in it.
I don't know much about them as a group together. I know them individually. Like, I know a lot about Gilgamesh. I know Icarus. I know Cersei. When they're in other comics, right? Yeah. So
so I'm
not really sure.
I mean, I guess excited for it in that
it's Marvel.
It's Marvel, and I wasn't excited for Guardians of the Galaxy, and I was, and they're like, well, all right, I was wrong.
Yeah, Marvel I trust until they show me something I don't like. So I'm going to rewatch the Marvel movies. All right, so one movie that I wasn't too excited about, but after this, I got a little more excited about it, was Shang-Chi.
Yeah.
Now, Shang-Chi is the master of Kung Fu. The only thing I was disappointed about was we were never going to get a Shang-Chi, Iron Fist team up. Because we lost Iron Fist now. So, but let's see here. We got Simu Liu. Is that how you pronounce his name? Was
Simu Liu?
Simu Liu. Okay. Was cast as Shang-Chi, which is awesome because he just found out like the day before.
Yeah. He got cast on Tuesday, I think, and then they had this presentation on Thursday or Friday, whichever it was.
So he was super excited to be there. But the title of the movie is Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. And they're going to introduce the Mandarin, the real Mandarin, not the washed-up actor from Iron Man 3.
Yeah.
And if there was a tiny, on Thor the Dark World, the only reason I own Thor the Dark World is there's a
Hail to the King.
Hail to the King short movie that features that character and being, talking about the real Mandarin.
Yeah.
So the real Mandarin's out there. They're actually going to finally pay off Legend of the Ten Rings, which they started back in Iron Man 1, right? And had little bits and pieces there behind the scenes, homages to the Legend of the Ten Rings, which is his organization. And now it's going to pay off in Shang-Chi. So they've actually got interconnective tissue here with the original Iron Man.
Yeah.
So that is awesome. And to see the Mandarin done right, I'm excited about that. So Shang-Chi. And then WandaVision. Now this is the one that's
Disney Plus.
The weirdest one. This is the weirdest one of the TV shows. It's going to be Elizabeth Olsen and Paul Bettany reprising their roles as Wanda Maximoff, the Scarlet Witch, and Vision. And they're going to be in kind of like 50s suburbia. But in the comics, there was a series where, because she has reality altering powers,
right.
altering powers in the comics, and I think they're going to lean into that more, especially now that they can actually say she's a mutant.
Right.
They can actually make her a mutant. They can actually give her this could lead into kind of, I would not a full blown, but a possible House of M type storyline, right? Which this is directly going to lead into, like you said, Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. So we've got a Multiverse of Madness right in there.
Right.
She in the comics, she goes mad and creates this alternate reality, right? And they've kind of built that up with Endgame, and her emotional state.
Yeah.
And if she's going to be that kind of, she's going to remake Vision with her powers, which is how I'm assuming Vision's coming back.
Yeah.
And then she's going to be in Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
So Elizabeth Olsen's going to be, Scarlet Witch is going to be in the next Doctor Strange movie.
Interesting.
So it's really interesting how they're using these characters and kind of tying them in. I think it's interesting,
Well, it's good. I'm glad to hear that because she was a standout in Endgame. Yeah. And then you're like, oh.
Yeah.
But now she doesn't have any. She doesn't have a group. She doesn't have any place to stand.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, this TV show doesn't sound the greatest for her character. I mean, we'll see what happens with it. But then to find out she's going to be a Doctor Strange, like, yes. All right, cool.
Yeah. See a full on Scarlet Witch.
Then you can get because she in the comics she's a mutant with reality altering powers, but she's also a witch.
Yes.
She has actual magical powers. So let's give her the magical powers.
Yeah. Right. So let's see what happens there. But yeah, I'm excited about that. She's awesome. I think it's the way to go with these characters, right? Because we don't have the big tentpole.
Scroll back down because you missed a really important part of this.
Oh, WandaVision?
Yeah, of WandaVision.
Go ahead.
Teyonah Parris will be in there as well as the adult version of Monica Rambeau.
That's right. I remember that. Yeah, that's true. Monica Rambeau.
She's the kid from Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel. So you've seen Captain Marvel, right?
Yeah.
So her friend's kid.
Yeah.
Well, obviously she's full grown now.
Right.
And she in the comics is Photon, which is her mother's call sign on her jet.
Yeah.
Okay. Who was actually known as Captain Marvel. She was one of the Captain Marvels.
Yeah. Okay.
She's got light-based powers.
Like she can actually turn herself into light.
Yeah.
Oh, that's.
And so after Carol Danvers retakes the Captain Marvel moniker in the comics, she becomes Photon.
Okay.
And so that's really awesome. So which is an odd series for her to fit her in. I mean, I was hoping when we saw Captain Marvel that we'd see her.
Right.
Right? She's an awesome character. I did not expect it in WandaVision.
Yeah. It was an interesting place to put her, but hey, whatever.
But hey, it's going to get me to watch it. So next we have Loki. So this is another...
Nope. Doctor Strange.
Oh, yeah, Doctor Strange.
Next.
True.
Doctor Strange.
Kind of glossed over that. Yeah. Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. Now, this is going to be Marvel Studios' first, because they talk about all these genre-bending superhero movies, right? So whether it's a spy film or whether it's an action film, whether it's a buddy comedy, this is going to be the first horror for Marvel.
Yeah.
Still PG-13, Kevin Feige was quick to point out, but so was The Conjuring, and that's scary as hell. So.
And they didn't say this here, but the rumor is that Nightmare will be the main villain.
Nightmare. If it's going to be Multiverse of Madness and Scarlet Witch in here, it would make sense. Nightmare.
And they're also, people are kind of backtracking on the rumor that Thea and Brother Voodoo were going to be in this.
Yeah.
That was the original. That was the original rumor. Now people are kind of backing off on.
No, maybe
that's not going to happen.
I don't know. I'm super excited about this one. This is one of the movies I'm most looking forward to, especially after I found out Scarlet Witch is going to be in it.
Yeah.
So, Multiverse of Madness. I like a horror. Yeah. All right, Loki. This is going to be Tom Hiddleston reprising the role as Loki, and we got confirmation. It's what we all thought. It is in fact the Loki that escaped in Endgame.
Yeah. Right.
So,
which means he also has a Tesseract.
He also has a Tesseract. Right. So he's got he's got one of the Infinity Stones, one of the only ones left.
Yep.
And
well, in theory, he's also in a
different dimension.
Yeah.
He's in a different timeline, dimension, whatever you want to call it.
Exactly, which he can mess with as much as he wants. Yeah, he can mess with that as much as he wants now. And this is not the Loki that had all the growth, who's quasi good guy, redeemed Loki. Yeah. This is still angry, just freshly beat up by the Hulk Loki.
Right.
Yep.
So that'll be interesting to see this story arc here. So exciting. Then we have What If? This is an interesting series because this is going to be an animated series.
Animated, yep.
But the characters will still be voiced by the actors who play them.
Yeah. That's cool.
So
and it sounds like most of our cast of characters are doing voices.
Nice,
it'll be voice work. Yeah, because why not?
Chris
that's easy paycheck. Go to a sound booth and record. And the first one kicking it off is going to be What If Peggy Carter became Captain America? Which is so that would be the first one.
Interesting.
Yeah. So it's going to have all those characters.
Yeah.
And, she's going to be back in World War II. It's going to be, What If.
Okay.
But people have blown up the logo. I don't have a good picture over here, but the What If logo, it looks like it's outlined in red. But if you zoom in real close, there's images in the lettering in the red. And one of the images, right in the W in What If, shows a zombie Captain America. So everyone's all like, they're going to do Marvel Zombies What If. As one of the episodes.
That would be awesome.
Because they're all images from different What Ifs in the background. So you kind of like...
I think I'm the only person in existence who hates the Marvel Zombies.
Oh,
I think it's the stupidest thing in the world.
It's a fun... Yeah, it's a fun story.
Yeah.
Scroll down to...
Shane doesn't like it either. Yeah. But... Let's see here.
So you've got... Jeffrey White is going to be the Watcher, who will be like the narrator through all of them.
Which he was as the What If narrator in the comics.
Nice.
So he's the big bald guy. They showed Watchers in Guardians of the Galaxy 3 or 2.
Yes.
They showed the Watchers talking to Stan Lee. So.
Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah.
So our Watcher, Uatu, who lives on our moon and watches Earth, is a younger Watcher who occasionally bends the rules and gets involved when
Yeah.
Or puts people in the right place to observe stuff, So yeah, you can see the images here. There's Captain America, zombie Captain America, and there's some other images. Thing is, that's the only one that's definitive. We know what it is, because.
Now I wonder, is this the What If? Was this What If logo made specifically for this, or is this the What If logo from the comics that they just wholesale took?
I don't think it's the What If from the comics.
All right.
At least not the classic What If that I'm familiar with.
Yeah.
So, but next up on the small screen we have Hawkeye, and first thing you'll notice is the logo for Hawkeye is the same as his limited run series, which was an awesome series. And this is going to star Jeremy Renner again as Hawkeye. It's going to fill in a lot of the gaps, like it's going to fill in like the 5 years when he was Ronin too.
Oh, interesting.
So it's going to have a lot of that, but he will introduce Kate Bishop, who became Hawkeye in the comics,
right?
And he's going to train her, basically, to be the new Hawkeye. So
pave the way for young Avengers.
Yep, and paving the way for young Avengers. All right, and to close out the panel with the end of Phase 4, sorry, will be Thor 3, titled Thor 4. Is it Thor 4?
Yeah,
sorry,
4.
I haven't eaten yet in my stomach, so I started growling. I'm like, sorry. Yeah, it's going to be Thor: Love and Thunder. So this is going to be Thor 4. Yeah, right. He's the only one that had. They all had.
Yeah.
Okay, Thor 4, Love and Thunder. Again, we already knew that Taika Waititi was coming back to write and direct this.
Yep.
We weren't sure exactly what it was going to be about, but It's
we still kind of don't.
We still kind of don't. But we do know what's going to be in it. It's going to be Chris Hemsworth as Thor, as Tessa Thompson as Valkyrie, King of Asgard.
Yeah.
But it's also going to have a new Thor in it. Jane Foster is going to be, and none other than Natalie Portman herself coming back as Jane Foster.
Yeah.
To wield the hammer like she did in the comics. Now this was, I got to admit, in the comics I had a problem with this, only because I think they should have called her something else. Not actually read the story. The story is actually really good.
Yeah.
Right. The Jane Foster Thor storyline is really awesome. I hope they capture some of that in this movie.
Yeah.
My problem was, I'm like, why are they calling her Thor? Like, Thor is the guy's name.
Yeah.
Like, they're making it a title, which is not a title.
Right.
Yeah.
And there's been precedent. There's plenty of hammer wielders. There were so many Thors at one time. They had a comic called the Thor Corps, which had a whole bunch of Thors in it, and all of them had different names. They weren't called Thor, right? Battery
Right.
Bill's not Thor.
Right.
Right. Thunderstrike's not Thor.
Right.
Why is Jane Foster Thor? Because she's got a hammer.
No.
I don't know. I'm just saying. Why don't you just call her something else? And in fact, the original What If, the very first time Jane had the hammer and became Thor, they called her something. I forget. It was awful. It was an awful name. Like, I want to say Thorina, but it wasn't quite. Yeah, Thundara or something. I don't know what. It was an awful, corny name. They shouldn't call her that. But I don't know. Just my 2 cents. But Thor's going to be in this, like he was.
Yeah.
You know, and, although that was more. It's going to be a lot funnier than the actual comic was, because the comic itself was kind of dark,
Right.
with her dying of cancer and Thor being unworthy.
They could still do that.
They could still do that.
Yeah.
They could still.
Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, especially.
Well, and here's the thing: is we need the multiverse stuff that's going to happen in Doctor Strange, because there is no Mjolnir in this time frame.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Captain
So she's
America
got to get
took it
Mjolnir.
back.
She's got to get Mjolnir. So this will be awesome, because this is not going to be outcast Thor either. This is Thor. He's still got
Yeah, I mean, we have no idea who the bad guy
hammer.
is.
Yeah, we don't know much about
We
it.
don't know how they're going to get to it. There's been some speculation, or maybe they said something at the panel that I don't remember the exact lining or the exact wording, that tended to suggest she doesn't become or doesn't pick up Mjolnir, doesn't wield the power of Thor until the end of the movie, or towards the end of the movie.
Kind of leading into a female Thor movie.
Yeah, keeping her. So maybe they've signed a multi-picture deal with her to continue on.
That'd be crazy, because she was done with Marvel.
Yeah.
Yeah. She hated Dark World enough that she's like, I'm not doing it anymore.
Yeah.
Now, and the interesting thing is, if what we heard was correct about Chris Hemsworth, he signed a 1-picture deal with options for two more after that.
Yeah.
So whatever happens is not necessarily going to eliminate him as a character in the.
But we figured this is the movie he signed for. One of the other ones, possibly Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, because they got to do something.
And then bring him back
Right.
bring him back for whatever the get together at the end of 6 is.
Whatever the Avengers, whatever version of Avengers.
I would actually, because here's a lot of people, there's the absence, you can grow forgetful or fonder. I think if you have him disappear after Guardians of the Galaxy or this, and it's just kind of vague, and then he comes back at the end of Phase 6 for the big to-do, get a huge pop.
That would be a huge
People will be like, oh my gosh, Thor! That's so awesome!
That would be awesome. But that is an awesome lineup for Phase 4. That's a crazy number of films the next 2 and TV series and
I mean, it's their normal 2-3,
normal
2-3,
movies.
2-3.
Yeah.
But then add on the series. That's awesome.
That's a lot of hours of Marvel. But they weren't done with the announcements. Now, we didn't get any X-Men or Fantastic Four announcements other than Kevin Feige said they're going to do Fantastic Four right. A promise for a Fantastic Four movie.
Yeah.
So,
it was highly suggested that both are coming.
Both are coming, yeah. The X-Men are coming. But they did make one more announcement, which is not going to be in Phase 4. God,
it'll be in 5.
Mixed up. No, some phase. But in Phase 5, we're getting a Blade movie with, I don't know how this got glossed over, but, it's kind of like tacked on at the end. Oh, Oscar winner Mahershala Ali is playing Blade. We got an Oscar winner coming in to take over the Blade, which means, kind of, that the Netflix series is no longer canon because he was in Mahershala Ali played Cottonmouth in Luke Cage, the Luke Cage series. And if you're wondering what original Blade Wesley Snipes thinks of this, he actually gave his blessing on Twitter. But he did say something cryptic, like maybe like he knew about it ahead of time, kind of, I guess, or that maybe he might be making an appearance or something like that, or who knows.
I think he's just crazy.
Or he's just crazy.
I think
We're
he's off his rocker.
With Wesley Snipes, it could be either way. As he gets older, he morphs more and more into his what is this? Was it not Time Cop? Was it? What was Sylvester Stallone?
What is Demolition Man?
Demolition Man. Yeah, that crazy character he plays in that. He's morphing more into that guy every day.
Yeah.
But yeah, what do you think of that? Mahershala Ali playing Blade.
I liked him as God now, so I think he's got the physical presence for it.
He's got the physical presence. He's got the acting chops, obviously. He's an Oscar winner. Yeah. And he doesn't do these kind of movies. He does, he's...
Yeah, and what I heard was he called them.
Yeah.
Really?
He's all like, hey, I want in on something in the movies.
Yeah, he said, I want to be Blade.
And he did it, like, immediately after winning his Oscar. He's like,
he won his Oscar. He's all like, I can be in a Marvel movie now. He just calls up with his ding, ding.
He said, what do you got for me?
He's like, yeah. So he called up and said, I want to be Blade. And Kevin Feige's all like, Mahershala Ali calls up. Wants to be Blade, you make him Blade. I'm sure Blade wasn't even on a slate for anything. They're like, make some hats. We're going to make an announcement. So, yeah. Wow. Marvel lineup at Hall H. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm pretty excited.
What are you excited about?
All of it.
All of it?
Probably the What If. I just like animation in general, but like animation allows you to do crazy, awesome things. So you'll get to see some things that you may not expect to see. So I'm excited.
Yeah, because you're a Marvel Zombie fan. There's no way in hell you were ever going to see that on the big screen, but you also get to see it in a What If. Yeah. So that's awesome.
It'll be interesting to see where they go with all this stuff. But I'm excited. I can't wait for the Black Widow movie. I'm really excited for that. I am more excited now that I found out the time period that it's going to be in.
Yeah.
Because I was like, doing a prequel this with she's
this is the build up
10 years older than she was the first time we saw her, and so but now I'm like, okay, sweet, because at that point I just loved the character at that point. She was very she was growing into that like banter role with Captain America, so I think she was a little more fun there. She was like super stoic in Iron Man 2, but
come on, you gotta be excited about David Harbour being the Red Guardian.
Yeah.
Come on now. David Harbour, that guy got the raw deal with Hellboy.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm going to play a superhero. I'm like, oh, God, you picked the wrong one.
Yeah. So now you get to play a supervillain.
Now you get to play a supervillain.
Although.
Yeah, he's a hero in Russia.
Yeah.
So, hero is all your perspective.
Depends on which one you're talking about. Apparently there's been like 5 of them.
That's true, yeah.
And some of them were not nice at all.
Wow. It depends on your perspective.
How about you, Mike? What are you excited for?
What am I excited for? Yeah. I don't know. I mean, obviously Thor, Love and Thunder. I'm excited about that. Yeah. But I think I'm excited for the kind of the before it's Falcon and Winter Soldier, which I'm still excited about.
Yeah.
But I think WandaVision, the 1-2 punch of WandaVision, Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness.
That'll be fun.
That's got me super jazzed about.
I'm not a horror fan, but I'm still intrigued.
Yeah,
because I think superhero horror is a little different.
Yeah,
when you're like the good guys are equipped with magic, and
just think back to all those those issues that had Nightmare in it, right? And imagine those visions on the screen, right?
Yeah,
kind of like in Spider-Man, we got to see what Mysterio's visions would really be like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like Spider-Man, like this. Far From Home, like the whole vision, like being surrounded by illusions and whatnot, that was kind of creepy, and that's not even like supernatural.
Right, that's all this is. That's on holograms,
real life, perception of things. So having actual like alter world and existent on top of that, it could get even dark and creepier. So I don't know. I think it'll do good.
I'm excited for it. So Black Widow. I'm excited about it.
There's not really anything I'm not.
That's true. That's true. It's like, are we not going to see any of these? I mean, really?
Yeah.
We'll see them. We'll report on them.
So.
We'll react to their trailers for you, and we'll review them when we watch them.
Yeah.
All these things. So.
I'm most excited about the beginning and end, But I'm looking forward to everything.
Yeah, the whole thing. So, all right, Kirsten.
Yep.
As our latest Comic-Con veteran, do you have any advice for the kids out there that want to visit Comic-Con?
I'd say invest in a hotel, because dear God, there is a lot of walking, and it's just so much more convenient to take all of your stuff to your room and crash.
Yes.
Yeah, so actually spend the money to get a hotel that's close.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Don't stay at
We used to go to National
we
City.
did Airbnb, and and we had to drive, which
Doug
was cheaper, but
Doug and I used to stay in National City and take the train.
yeah.
That was you and Dan and
Really?
Noel. Yeah, we actually, the last time I can remember, we got right across the street in the Gaslamp Hilton or whatever it was.
nice.
Like, it was
Very
literally
nice.
right across the
Right
street.
across the street there, yeah.
Yeah.
But I remember back in the day taking that train a lot from National City, so
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe.
And
Don't stay in Hotel Circle. That's too
yeah.
far away.
No,
Yeah.
no, for sure.
Yeah.
If you do end up going out there, check out the shuttles. The shuttles are usually free, rather than spending $70 in the parking lots in the area.
$70.
$70.
Or take the light rails.
Yes,
Yeah,
the
light
light
rail.
rail.
It's way cheaper.
And check out everything in the Gaslight District. Just because you're not in the convention center itself.
Yeah,
there
if you can't get a
was
4-day ticket,
so
that's still worth
much.
going
Yeah.
for
Still
4
worth
days.
going.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was awesome.
And we reported
It
on all the
was
stuff that's out there. We're like, wow, there's a ton of cool
Yeah.
stuff. Did you get the Petco Stadium?
great. No, we couldn't figure out how to get into it.
Did you? Oh, so you didn't get to go to the Hello Kitty?
No, we didn't.
No, you get to.
No, yeah. So we went. I don't know where we were, because there was like an actual ballpark where there was a stage,
that's
stage
Petco.
and everything,
Yeah.
but there was a side where it was just the parking lot. So the Hello Kitty van was out over
Yeah,
there.
that's where like the Twilight Zone
Yep,
thing was and everything. Yeah.
So that was out in the parking lot by itself. We got into that. We just couldn't figure out how to get into the stadium.
Into the stadium.
Itself.
Okay.
Yeah.
All the good stuff was from what I was hearing. All the good stuff was in that parking lot anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, did you buy anything from the Hello Kitty van?
Of course. We got some little. I think they're called Madeleine cookies. They're the soft honey cookies. They were good.
Nice.
Awesome. So, there you have it, folks. Comic-Con wrap up. Even though me and Doug weren't there.
Yeah. And really, Marvel Comic-Con.
Pretty much the Marvel.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of other cool stuff, but we'll report on.
I don't. The Maverick trailer.
Yeah. Doug's all like, we
Was there
liked
something-
Top Gun back in the day. What
Yeah, well,
why are we totally not excited about this?
Stephen Colbert had the funniest line. He's like, "Oh, with the pilots, the fighters and the motorcycles and the shirtless volleyball makes me really want to watch the original Top
The
Gun."
original Top Gun. Yes.
So yeah. What else? There was another trailer that came out. Oh, the Picard one.
The Picard
my
one.
gosh, that was
Oh,
so
yeah.
awesome.
Oh, I didn't get.
I think I haven't actually talked to you about that yet. Since I
Oh, it
haven't
looks
seen
so
it.
good.
Yeah. I'm like, because we were kind of lukewarm on the whole.
The
it was like-
breakdown of all the stuff that's going on about
Yeah.
there's Borg and Romulans and
when I
just
saw Hugh, I was like, oh my god, it's Hugh.
yeah, and then
So- Jerry Ryan reprising the role as 7 or 9.
yeah, and then it was hilarious because I was listening to another podcast or talking about it, and then one of the guys gets this light bulb moment. He's like, "That might be the next iteration of Data's daughter." I'm like, "You didn't make that connection right away? That
Yeah.
was the most obvious thing in the trailer."
One of the big rumors here, and it's supposedly because of something Brett Spiner said in one of the things, is that the disassembled droid in the thing is actually B4,
Yeah,
and that the one at the end is actually Data. So
yeah. So a lot of people
The live one?
are assuming that and I don't have any. There's no perspective to go off of. It could
Yeah.
be either way.
yeah,
That's not a real Data. That Picard's on a holodeck or something.
Might be on a holodeck
and
talking to Data.
He's just reliving the past and going, because he has that line, "I don't want the game to end."
yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
Stuff. So
That's true.
yeah, there was, and I guess there was a graphic novel or something that kind of Data downloaded part of his consciousness before he sacrificed
himself, yeah.
in B4, and that eventually it takes over B4, and then he eventually becomes the captain of the Enterprise and
Yeah.
stuff. So I was like, okay, I can see that.
We'll see
being
what's going on. But
included,
yeah, I
whether
totally got
that's
that being Data's daughter from the very beginning.
Yeah,
Like-
I'm assuming that at least
Yeah.
something along those lines.
Yeah, I'm like, who is this? Everyone's like, who's this girl? I'm like, come on now. you a fan of the show or what?
Yeah. Well, it's just Picard's line of "if she's who I think she is."
Yeah.
Which means,
Right.
maybe something's I mean, body change. Obviously, it's been 20 years since that episode, so it couldn't be the same girl. So they had to get a new actress to play her. So they'll have something like, oh, she, her body was damaged, so you had to build a new one or something like that.
The de-aging on Brett Spiner, though, we know that.
Yeah.
I was like,
he was a little padded in the face.
Little padded in the face.
Although somebody said they think that that's an actual mask he's wearing because they couldn't make him look exactly like Data, so they made a Data mask for him to wear. I don't know if that's true or not.
I don't know.
But
it
was a little padded out.
Yeah.
He was a little heavier than he was.
A little puffy.
But wait, we got a special Kirsten announcement.
Okay.
What?
So I finished the Ruby thing.
I'm just
oh my
pumped.
goodness. It wasn't Ruby. It was more Rooster Teeth than anything. But
Yeah, but all the girls were there.
yeah, the girls were there, which was really cool. So they're coming out, or they showed a video clip of Ruby, like
It's like semi. It's a fight that's like semi complete.
Right.
So like it's semi animated. They got the main bodies, and they've got the things that they're fighting. We don't want to say what it is, obviously.
right.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't. I mean, I'm sure they'll have it out eventually. Maybe I don't know. It was shown at RTX apparently, so it's not anything super new for us.
Okay. They fight stuff.
Yep, so we got to see that, which was really cool. And we got to see a couple other shows that Rooster Teeth is coming out with. They're continuing Haunted. They're going to do an immersion thing with Discovery and a whole bunch of other really cool things.
They have a sketch comedy show coming out.
Yeah, Arizona Circle. Oh, and they have a new game coming out, which is really cool. Vicious Cycle, or Vicious Circle, I think it was.
They called it a combination of Overwatch,
And
Evolve,
yeah.
and Mario Kart, but it felt more Overwatchy than anything
It
else.
seemed very Overwatch and Borderlands.
Yes,
And
more of the Evolve because there's like a
Evolve.
4-on-1, but then turns into a free-for-all at the end.
Yeah.
It
So,
seems fun.
It looked really fun. Everything was really cool. I was excited to be there and see the girls.
And importantly for Ruby,
Uh-huh.
do you remember what date they said it comes out?
Oh, November 2nd, right?
Yeah.
But I think we knew that because of a trailer that just came out for it or something like
See,
that.
I'm out the loop, though.
There was a poster. The poster came out.
Yeah.
So, excitingness. That's all we've got to report for today. Maybe we'll find some more cosplayers or signing
a lot of
or
good
panel or
cosplayers.
something to do so. That ends our convention experience for today, at least.
Yes.
All right, bye.
Bye.
So you guys can't see quite very well, but if I turn like this, the Ruby girls are right up there. They're doing signings right now, and we're gonna try and get over there. Yay! So, as you can see, that line is quite a long line. And we've got to go see their panel pretty soon, so I think we're gonna skip the signing and hopefully try to get into the panel.
Are you gonna ask them a question? You should try. Do
We'll
it.
see.
Okay.
That ends our special Kirsten announcement.
Yeah, so,
But, all right, guys. There you have it. Our wrap-up of Comic-Con that we weren't at. But Kirsten was, so. we kind of live vicariously through her.
Yeah.
But we'll be back next week with an actual live stream. We can actually ask us questions.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, please leave comments down below. Tell us what you thought. What of the Marvel slate are you looking forward to the most? What did we miss at Comic-Con? I mean, we missed a bunch because we only talked about Marvel. But what did you like if you went to Comic-Con that we didn't talk about? And please like, subscribe, share with your friends. Really appreciate the support.
Check out all the links in the description for the ways you can support us.
Yep.
Teespring, Amazon affiliate link, Patreon, all that
Check
stuff.
out Kirsten's Twitter, which will be down below for pictures.
Cosplay pictures.
And
it was really good.
Yeah, it was really good.
Thanks.
So, all right, guys, we'll see you next time. If you want to support the channel, the things that we do here, Doug.
You
I
already
know.
said them.
He's in autopilot.
I know.
Yeah, they were already covered.
They're already covered. Those links down below.
They'll all
Click
be
on
down
those.
below, yeah.
Click on those and go to those places and
And do those things.
Yeah, do those things. All right, guys. Thank you very much, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.